We are here on the campus of the Harvard Business School in Boston. This is day one of the build out of the Sprung structure for the Crimson Commons dining facility that KitchensToGo is installing.
So the Crimson Commons project was an idea devised from a need to demolish the Kresge building and replace it with a new building. During the construction of that facility, we needed a structure to accept all of the executive ed participants and be able to house them and feed them throughout that process. And we've been lucky enough to find KitchensToGo that will be providing not only the Sprung structure but also the kitchen modules for the project.
A Sprung structure is a building solution, and in this case we'll be using a 5x10-inch aluminum I-beam. This is an 80-foot wide building, and it's comprised of both the aluminum I-beam and PVC-based membrane. In this case, obviously, this is an insulated structure where you're going to have people inside of it using an HVAC system to keep it cool in the summers and warm in the winters.
HBS was very interested in maintaining existing trees. It's one thing not to go through them, but you also have to be careful about their tree root locations and any loads that you're imposing within their root locations. And we all struggled with ways to thread the whole facility amongst the trees.
What you see behind me are a series of large steel girders that we put in place to span the root ball of these large specimen trees. There are a number of trees on site that we've taken precautions to protect. So we put these large steel girders in place to span the root ball and not stress the tree. This sprung structure is a stress membrane structure which is made up of a series of aluminum frames covered with a membrane that is stretched between the frames. It's actually set up to be a permanent structure and could stay here for a number of years. It'll be on site for about 28 to 31 months.
The finishes in this project are really very high-end, very beautifully done. The university brought in a design team specifically to work on the interior of the dining and servery area.
I think that the volume was the piece that we focused on the most. Because of the length and width that we needed to get all the seats in the servery, it ended up being a pretty tall structure, so there's a lot of volume above. We looked at a few different ways of how we were going to anchor the space with the servery. So we built a few interior partitions to create an endpoint and sort of storefront for that piece, and then brought in acoustical ceiling clouds with light fixtures and drop pendants, but also at the center an open ceiling system with larger drum pendants so that the light from the skylight could come through it, but that it brought the scale of the building down.
We have our KitchensToGo modules, cooking module, prep modules, cold and dry storage facilities, locker rooms, and washrooms.
We have the bake shop here, so our entire bakery operation is based here. We'll be doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner here. Breakfast, everything will be cooked here for breakfast, and then lunch and dinner we will bring some of the foods over already prepared, like the soups. Other foods we will finish here, and we will cook it here. So we're using it as a finishing kitchen, but then we're also using it for the bakery function.
Coming over here, working with new equipment, the luxury of getting everything from scratch new, which is really nice. It's very consolidated. It seems to be a nice workflow. I'm very excited about that.
One of the key features of this interim dining and kitchen complex is that we've integrated a series of enclosed modular walkways.
The interface between the Sprung and the KitchensToGo modules was designed for, as you can see, open and free access both visually, verbally, and physically.
Working with KitchensToGo has been great. Sprung has partnered with them on several projects through the years, and through Steve Ruman and their entire team over there, they have really everyone that we need to work with hand in hand to finish out a project. Our engineers work with theirs, I'll work directly with Ralph and everyone through the entire process.
I think it's terrific. I think the project not only is beautiful, but as importantly, it's operationally efficient and effective.
No one can believe it's a temporary facility. If you didn't tell people there were trailer modules back there, I don't think they'd know.